So I just come out here to get a little electricity, practically out in the middle of nowhere, just to charge some things up. I don't feel strong enough to edit. That could be an option too if I wasn't so weak. I've been laying down, using that as my pillow, and charging. I get the feeling that a lot of the reason I'm burping uncontrollably now is more a physical than a infection problem. I eat sitting down hunched over a lot, which is putting undue pressure on my stomach and something else. I'm not stretching out my upper back enough. I eat sitting hunched over, and I don't lay on hard surfaces to straighten out my upper back. Right, reasons why I don't eat outside my car as much. A lot of it has to do with weather, but also the people around too. I mean, people have a lot to do with it. I can't just get out of my car and start eating on the car roof. I want to eat in a disguised manner. And that's with people. What about the weather? I mean, it's hard. I can't do it. I can't eat when the sun is blazing on me if it's a hot day. I mean, this is a cool day. I can eat outside my car. I'm in an isolated area. I ate outside my car. So I should have a better response in my stomach for the burping. I should be able to have more control over my burping because I'm able to control how I'm eating right now outside the car. And I'm not going to lay down for a little while. I'm going to try not to. I was thinking I'm going to lay down, but they say don't lay down after eating. I lay down in my car. That's a problem. So and for some reason with my sickness, I've been feeling like I'm about to puke, and then it just turns into burping. And it's very similar to out the other ends when I feel like I'm about to poop, but all I had to do is fart. I'm getting more of the gas going up, and I relate to the other way, which has been a problem for many years before this. It's getting worse in another way. So I ate about 4 eggs and a few bites of an onion. I like to chew off pieces of onion every time I have yolk. Well, not every time. Sometimes. I like that yolk onion combination. That's kind of just not too much onion. It can be a little strong. And then raisins and peanuts. And I had to stop because I felt like I was going to puke. And then I burped. I drank a lot of milk too. So that's the biggest meal I've had since I gotten sick. It's only been like this is last night and the night before. It's been 2 nights of this sickness. I'm really thankful that it's been a warm one today, but the next couple of days are going to be pretty cold. Tomorrow's supposed to be decent at least, but I hope to get better before it gets, in the 20s. But I'm in the 70s probably, and I have all my winter gear on. I'm sweating, but I like it. I like this heat right now. I knew something would persist 4 days after getting sick. My throat is very sore. I'm pretty stiff. I've recovered in a lot of ways, but I got a really sore throat. Why is that? Alright, looks like I'm going to be relying on slippery elm and marshmallow for my sore throat. It's easier to drink water now. It's also easier to cough too. Coughing was very painful this morning when it had to happen. So I'm relying on a tree bark and a root. I also like to use the seed of chia seed, but I'm having difficulty with locating it in my car. Haven't used it in so long, it's probably gotten buried pretty deep. So the right set of doors don't work. They're locked still. I watched a guy try to get in that way. He couldn't. So he gave up and then walked to the other side. Another guy, having seen that, decided just to start walking to the other side himself from a distance. Neither one tried the doors on the left, the ones that actually do open up. And you know, in turn, with my situation yesterday, there were 2 sets of plugs in that shelter, and if I only tried one of the plugs and assumed the other one didn't work, then I would not have had electricity yesterday. You kind of have to try everything, and it's not that hard to do. But yeah, I left, so I know that one of the doors here is not working. I don't know, I saw the lady walk up to him and all that, but one of the doors work at least, one of them don't. Alright, I guess they used to have a mausoleum here. I think that might be gone now. Could it have been over here in this big open space? They just completely got rid of it. The grass looks a little off color here, at least. Yeah, trains seem to be passing by along the river every 10 minutes. Alright, this may be discolored grass, but there's no mausoleum here, because they seem to have grave markers. Maybe the mausoleum's some tiny little thing like that. Yeah, I like this little spot today, but when it gets down to 30 degrees, I don't think I'll like it so much. And just tomorrow, from 70 today for a high, 75 to a high of 30 tomorrow. And I'm wearing half of my winter clothes right now in the 70 degree weather, maybe 60. Sweating a little bit, but it feels very comfortable. Just gotta keep sweating. Tomorrow I'll get even better, but will it be enough to deal with the 30? All right, because the weather's a lot warmer, the ants are trying to get to the honey again. I've been killing a few ants again. It's warmer out. I got 92 on my temperature gauge, so maybe it's in the 80s. And I'd really like to clean out the car, but I'm far too sick. It's too stressful. It's stressful to pull things out and put things back in. I got to think about just physically getting better, because tomorrow's going to be in the 30s. I wish today and tomorrow could be switched around. What, in the 70s today, 30s tomorrow. Library's open today, but closed tomorrow for Veterans Day. It'd be nice if the library was closed today in the 70s and then open tomorrow in the 30s. I made the who's who for perfect attendance in high school and throughout school, the 4 years. So from 89 to 94. Just not because I had perfect health. I was still going into school, even if I had a flu, and I still wasn't dressing warm enough. I didn't want to look like a I wanted to look like I was always a part of the group. So I was always wearing, yeah, I would not wear my jacket into to class or whatever. But I would not stay home if I was sick. I would still just go in. I'd be like, if I can walk, I could still go to school. Even if I didn't really learn much while sick, I still showed up. And I won an award. I was put on the who's who for perfect attendance. And it's like staying at home really wasn't very attractive anyway. In a trailer, there's not, I mean, people with more money and nicer homes are more, maybe more tempted to stay home because they have more resources, right? I have more resources outside of the house. And yeah, so dealing with sickness, this is kind of how I deal with it. I think I'm getting healthier leading up to sickness with all my stick training. So I feel like I might be handling this sickness better. It's just not gone away. I'm just sitting here sweating, and I like the sweat. What I need to do by tonight, I need to get another shirt, maybe some underwear, socks. I need to find those in my car to switch out. I'm just sitting here sweating. I need to switch out everything before tomorrow. Right, I don't have a fridge, so my next best thing to preserve these eggs. You can see I cooked them with sweet potato, and it started to ferment and peeled the outside of the eggs off. It's been about 3 days, and now that stuff is really coming off. I threw some vinegar in there. Vinegar and water, because now I want to keep the eggs underwater more. I don't like having all this water, but I don't want to toss these eggs. And I'm told that a way to test if they're bad is if do the float test. They're not floating, so I think they're still good. They have lost the outer protection from the fermented sweet potato. Okay, but also in turn, there is acid, which is going to kill fermentation. It's going to kill any harmful bacteria too. So I'm gonna hold on to these. I'm not even hungry enough at this time, and probably not for today, to eat them. So they're gonna have to last till tomorrow, which should make it about 3 or 4 days. Well, I'm at least thankful that only the libraries are closed tomorrow. At least the stores are going to be open. But the stores have that looming warning about the 24th, Thanksgiving, that they're going to be closed. Everything's going to be closed the 24th. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm not looking forward to that. It's never good for me. I feel so much safer sleeping inside my car than outside. And safety is more important to me than comfort. Yep, this tire is pretty bare on the outside. I guess I don't see any treads yet. It's not, I mean, you can see it wears on one side. Right, so I boiled this slippery elm and marshmallow root this morning, and I was adding water, more water to it after the boiling, and now it tastes like it's got an infected taste to it, like there's a fermentation beginning. I made the mistake of adding water afterward. I was trying to wonder, why did the first time I boiled and let it just stay in here, why was it fine? I didn't add any water. I didn't add anything extra. I just had it as was. I just was chewing on it. This time I decided to add water periodically, and now it's gone bad. I shouldn't have been adding water. There's something in the tap water that's come alive. I think I'm gonna want to toss it. And I need some. I really could use some for tomorrow morning in case I wake up with another sore throat. I want to be prepared for that, but not with a fermented mix that I made a mistake with. So I've decided to start over, but I'm thinking for a little. I was thinking for a little bit. Why don't I just reboil it? Okay, but the gel's already mixed. I boil the water by itself and then mix the plant material in after. So if I tried to boil this directly, I think I would cause some burns, because it would be like boiling milk. I'm holding on to this would be kind of an experiment to see what direction, how bad the smell gets. But I was like, for a little bit I was like, why don't I just boil it and kill that living thing? But I think it'll start. I don't think it'll boil as well, as cleanly as just boiling water and then mixing water with a new batch. And I'm only using slippery elm this time. I actually got significant bark in here. The outer bark. That's a little annoying. Significant amount. Oh well. I just want to have an emergency amount for tomorrow morning if my throat gets all sore. I would suspect that the pioneers had a tendency to time their cooking in the afternoon when the weather tends to be at its warmest. So I'm having little trouble boiling. This didn't take long. Alright, I changed out some clothes. I could nearly wring out this shirt from all the sweat collected. So I changed out both inner and outer shirts. I had to sneeze and burp at the same time, and the sneeze took priority. Now I can't burp. This is actually a worm trying to crawl on ice. 70 some degrees yesterday. Today there's ice this morning. And a worm trying to crawl really shows the difference in temperature to me. How else would a worm be out if it wasn't a nice day? So it was just yesterday. Alright, so I've been over here. It's cold as heck. It's very noisy because of a lot of kids. And this stayed over is overnight. And I was wondering why it was so quiet. It's because this container was blocking the sound. They are running their vehicle overnight. It looked way too fancy for them to not be running any motor. At 1 a.m. I had this cop stop and shine his light in through my window on the side at 1 a.m. And I had all three of my cameras. These are two. I had all three of my cameras front, and I was laying down. So after the cop only spent like a few seconds shining his light into my car. And so then afterward, I put my 360 here. I didn't want to move for my camera in the light in his view. I just didn't have my 360 ready. I didn't expect the cop would do that. But if I had my 360 here, I could have quickly turned it on. And then it'd been like, and then reached over and been like, whoop. Just to get a little recording. He caught me off guard like a lot of, then this has happened with quite a few cops too. They catch me off guard, shining their lights in my car for maybe less than 5 seconds, too fast for me to react. This probably maybe took 15 to 20 seconds, but all I did is just lay there stunned because I kind of didn't have good access to a camera. I did have this camera, but I had to go through layers and layers of clothes and blankets to get to. I didn't even bother. What? It's me. Say goodbye to these plates. That's it. I dumped them at Goodwill. That's it. I'm done with them forever. What?
Did you need some help?
With what? What do you want to help me with?
Well, actually this room is usually like off limits. It's for people to reserve for meetings. But we've got it open right now because...
For me?
No, because of the cold. And it freezes the pipes.
Oh yeah, you don't want them to melt. Okay.
Okay.
So it's open, but it's not open?
That's correct. Sorry.
Well, you guys didn't really, I mean, you call it the trustees' room.
Yeah, they have board meetings in here and people can, ahead of time, reserve it for a meeting.
It's a little curved, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All of these doors have to be open for the...
For the cold, yeah.
Okay.
To try and heat those pipes that are in there.
What pipes? Where? The plumbing is the bathroom? Because this room isn't the bathroom.
No.
So you're not really trying to heat up this room so much, but you have to use this room to reach the bathroom. Right. And then you're you're a librarian. Are you the director?
No, she's not here right now.
Okay, but are you a paid librarian or are you just a volunteer?
I'm paid.
Okay, all right. And then you normally don't let people in here.
Right.
Okay. The door's normally locked.
Yeah, and were you gonna try and take pictures? You're not allowed to take pictures.
Oh, I already did. So it's already been recording for the past few minutes now.
Okay.
All right. And then is this open, or how does the schedule look for this?
That has to be reserved also.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Did you need help with anything else?
Well, yeah, I want a place to sit, so just looking around.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, not just any place, because, I mean, before I went to the bathroom, I went to a little desk area. I was looking for a place.
There are rooms downstairs?
Yeah, but it's my standards are a little bit higher than just desks, because I could just pull up right here.
No, there are tables downstairs.
Well, what's wrong with this table? There's a chair and there's a table.
You can do that.
Yeah,
but there are tables downstairs.
Yeah,
in
you got more than one.
Zone and also in the magazine room.
Yeah, you got more than one. But my standards have to be a little bit higher because your electrical standards in this building are a little old, behind. And I see you got 3 plugs here, and the last one I looked at is only 2.
Yeah, so, I wouldn't use the 2.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I have to rip off the safe. I'd have to rip off the ground plug.
Yeah, and
this looks attractive to me.
Okay.
So I'm interested in this. I'll stay out of this or whatever. You gotta keep it.
Yeah. And it doesn't.
Are these doors the ones that are closed normally?
No.
You normally you let people normally into here.
Backstairs. Gotta have.
Oh, we have access. Okay. Well, some librarians would not allow us even to take the back stairs.
Oh no, the back stairs are okay.
No, it's here, but you go to some other libraries that are similar, and they'll just There's only
Okay.
one path in and
You're
out.
not supposed to be recording.
Well, this is a historical building. I don't see why not.
Okay. I'm in the middle.
Okay.
But
I mean,
I'm sure we have other outlets, don't we?
Oh, do you?
I don't know. That's what I'm
People
looking
put
for.
carpets over these. I mean,
We don't have.
and I assume that because it's such a low traffic area. I mean, what are the chances?
No, we can't have that. We cannot have.
Do you
it.
wheel carts through?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
We do have lovely big tables down in the teen zone that I
Yeah.
believe have.
Well, I'm not a teen. I'm
Well,
14.
no, it's not. Don't worry.
That's
It's
just
not.
the name of the
That's just the
room.
name. We have a lot of folks
Well,
that will use them, or in the.
You guys operate a little
magazine
differently
room.
because a lot of other libraries they actually like reserve a teen room,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, yeah.
for
We
just
don't-
teens.
No.
No,
we don't
ours
have
is,
that.
we don't
See.
have a reserved room for them, but we do have most of their YA
Why
materials
don't
in there.
we just call this a teen library?
Okay.
You know.
We have to move this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But we'll try and help you find a spot.
Well, we could just move the table over here.
That, I didn't know if it would fit.
Well, if it does fit, that's certainly an option. Because really, we're just worried about the tripping
I'll
hazard,
just
that's
take
all.
the chairs and
Right.
I'll just.
Here, I can take that this direction. Thank you.
I'm worried about your equipment.
Well, I don't know. Like, okay, so I don't know what do you guys like to move, or what's your limitations on the rules on moving and stuff, like, you know, because there's libraries that don't like to
Right,
move
well,
furniture.
and we wouldn't have
So
you do it
it's
like,
all up to
just.
you. I'm only
on
making a
your-
suggestion.
No, and I'm just saying, we certainly, if you came in and like did it yourself, that might be an issue, but
Yeah.
because we're here, if you're willing to slide this with your
Well, I
equipment
don't
on
know.
it,
Is it
we
okay?
will
I just
certainly
okay.
allow you to
What's
do
going
that.
through my head right now is I'm wondering if there's space, if you're willing to move that. It looks like you are, so that
Yeah,
would
that's-
make it enough space.
Yeah, if there's
and,
enough
okay,
space,
and on
that'd
my
be fine.
ends,
Yes.
I think as long as I can hold one end,
Absolutely.
I'd be willing to move it
Absolutely.
with this. This is.
This one's very light, so.
Yeah.
So you got a tape measure? What is this? Okay, so it feels like that. And then, yeah, it's gonna.
I'm in.
Oh, it'll make it okay.
Fabulous.
And then I can go without electricity for.
For like just
yeah,
a minute or so to do a little shuffling?
just for a flip around.
Certainly.
Okay.
Did
So,
you want to just slide this
I-
way and then turn your things around? How would you like to do
I
this?
would be very interested in flipping, but
I don't think.
what do
it's-
you? Would you rather just a slide?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
you
Because
turn
we-
your stuff around.
And we don't want to risk.
Okay.
Okay, but I am certainly willing to lift this in
Okay.
if you're
All right.
willing to slide that in. Because that solves all the problems.
Okay.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
Well-
bring your chair back.
So it's been here for however long, and now we.
Oh, it moves around.
Yes,
I
it does,
suppose.
because we have book sales and all kinds of things, so it's been in this area before.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for doing that, and let's see. We should have plenty of clearance now and no trip hazards.
All right.
Yeah,
Excellent.
I don't know about that, but we're okay for right now. Thank you.
Oh, good. I don't have mine.
So it was 8 p.m. in the Walmart parking lot, and I was asleep. So somebody who drove by my car decided to hit a siren sound, and that woke me right up. All right, so I think I've reached far enough south. I'm north of St. Louis, where they're not locking the doors for these bathrooms. I reached far enough south to be able to use bathrooms again. At least this one. It's a heated bathroom, and then they at least shut that off.